Kissing in the front of my car, under the stars. I want you to know I'll take this love slow. How did you get so cool? I'm just a fool, falling for you. Don't wanna let you go. I'll take this love slow. We got so many years to learn each other's ways. I wanna know your ideas and love you every day. I spent so many tears waiting for this place, and now I want you to know I'll take this love slow.
Beautiful people open their mouths and smell like weird lunch. Useless sequels open their bodies, acting like somebody. Beautiful martyrs licking their angel figurines clean. Firework stars popping their cans to simplicity. And I wonder who I wanna see most like. I just can't remember why I took the chance to hide. And I wonder why they care about my face. Living like a cave woman, getting ready for a date. Hideous neighbors painting all over my mother's gate. American containers, they will not let colors in. Old movie raiders in the latest.
I have tried to film this video probably for the last 2 days, and I don't know why, but I keep falling asleep. I have slept for about 16 hours within the last 40 hours. So I don't know if that gets my point across, but we're doing it. We're committed. We also match our background, and I think that's pretty cool. When it comes to healing, I use so many different things. I use cinema therapy. Cinema therapy is where you watch movies, you watch TV shows, and you use the lessons of the people who are on the screen, and you take their lessons, and hopefully you see the value in those lessons enough to use them for your own life. Another fun way that people can heal, and many people already do this, they may not be as aware of it, but through music. Music allows you an immersive container that you and you alone can truly experience the word of another person. And also, when it comes to how a human being moves through their life and when it comes to those who can access spirit, source, the divine, the esoteric. Because we live in such a 3D physical reality, and many of us are programmed to just sit down and do the day-to-day and sit on your laptop, sit on your computer, and just move along. There's a reason why we have artists. There's a reason why we have artists in this world, because artists, writers, painters, singers, dancers, these people are known to be directly connected to the divine in a way that people who are not artists cannot fathom. I have been lucky enough to be able to dance. I have been lucky enough to be able to write and to connect with singing. I'm not a singer, but I can connect with it. Have you ever seen a dancer where they're dancing and you witness them and you can just tell that on this night, this person has gone somewhere else? Have you ever witnessed someone sing and you can tell that they are reaching somewhere else, that they're in their own world? This is why I personally enjoy shows like The Voice, So You Think You Can Dance, because we get to see firsthand these human beings fight for their divinity. And they have to prove not only to themselves, but to the people around them that they can reach such a divine place. This is why I chose to do this specific video, because my Spotify list for 2020 just came out. I just got it. I still listen to my top songs from 2016. 2016 was a year where I was 25, 26. I was on the verge of moving out of my family's home to work in the mortgage industry. And those songs, I describe these songs as very Kygo, Avicii, very romanticizing and falling in love and wishing, and just a lot of wishing for my 2016 song. Another reason why I enjoy these Spotify playlists is you get to see where you were energetically for that year. What kind of songs did you cling to? What did you turn to when you were seeking words of comfort from another? 2016 was definitely a year where I had my own beautiful little playlist, because at that point in my life, I wanted to be so badly out of my family's home. I was just so sad. I wanted my own life, and I did not want to be my family members, because no one in my family had left that home for 4 generations. And even though I love them dearly, but I just didn't want to be them. I was stepping into discovering who Jessica was, because even though, again, I love my family, I needed space. I needed space to grow. I needed time to be my own person, and I just couldn't do that with my family there. Nonetheless, let's start listening to and observing our top songs from 2016. I feel like it's just being unlocked in my memory. Music is such a funny thing, but I feel like was I going through a breakup? I think I was also going through a transition. Like, I liked this guy, and I don't know, it didn't work out. So yeah, it only makes sense that there's some like breakup songs on here. And I know the songs for the top 100 are just the songs that you listen to. And while I do feel that this was a good song, I don't know if it was a song that truly captured my 2016. So let's see if I can find something that I really feel that really captured just the heartache that I was going through. So for this song, This Is Love, this is a song that I would say where I was leaving this girl-like mentality and I was turning into a woman nonetheless. I realized that when I was home, I didn't have any hobbies. I didn't have any things that I was working towards, because I was just trying to survive. So when I was, like, I would dance a lot in my room. I would stretch a lot. I would also work out a lot. So this is definitely the phase where I'm starting to remember that I was definitely more in my physical form. And to a certain extent, yes, I feel like I was running away from people and habits and certain mentalities and things and behaviors. But bottom line, I was running for myself to a certain extent. You go boop boop ba ba. Did you go pupus? The pupus? The pupus. Okay. I was starting to become the woman that I wanted to be, the woman that I was told that, you know, like, what does it mean to be a woman and what it means to be a woman. At that time, I was like, I had this image, hair, nails, femininity, looking at people a certain way, making people fall in love with you, just having that really just charm. Like, when I refer to my 2016 playlist, my Spotify 2016 playlist, to me, it just gives me very dancey vibes. It gives me very woman in a music video who's like dancing. I'm like, move on to the next playlist, Jessica. Okay, good. So that's my 2016. Let's move on to I'll do 2019. Do I want to do my 2018? Because the 2018 is really just for me. Like, I made my 2018 playlist. This, I would say my 2018, even though it's not Spotify's list, it's my list. This is all very like, look at me now. I'm changing. I was starting to want more for myself. I was starting to recognize that what I wanted to build, it wasn't what was my surroundings did not reflect the world, the true world that I wanted to build. And it wasn't necessarily that I wanted to be famous or anything. It's like I was identifying what does freedom mean. And that's the thing when you do with music, I could even now just really, really sit with it. And like usually with these like songs, I abuse the replay button, but that's because I'm trying to achieve an emotion. And I feel like for this song, like Famous by Ivy Adara, was definitely one of the top songs for me in 2018. And also like Look at Us Now, Champion by Carrie Underwood and Ludacris. I was igniting something within myself that I could be this person that I've always wanted to be, a place to call my own. Oh my God, by Alicia Keys. That I remember that one. So compared to my 2016 list, my 2016 list was just very girl, not yet a woman, still discovering herself, leaving her childhood home. And then by 2018, I had known I had, discovered myself, which is why I always recommend that you live by yourself for at least a good 20 years. For however long it is, I enjoy my time by myself because I had this space to really discover what kind of person I wanted to be. They say they'll be worth it a when. Yeah, like it'll be worth it a when. I was starting to really plant in the seeds of, Jessica, what do you want to create for yourself? Even just with that line right there, they say it will be worth it. Oh, when? That was just the beginning. I was starting to get like a vision of the life that I wanted. And I had to ask myself, Jessica, when you go on this journey, it's going to be worth it. But when? And at that point, I was just trying to gauge a timeline of my life on, if I go this route, prepare for the things that you're probably going to have to let go of. But also, in order to make it through, what you need to get through in order to go on the other side of the life that you wish that you want. Because there's a difference. There's a life that you live, and there's a life that you pray for. And by this point, I was still praying for the life that I wanted, which told me that I wasn't really living it. I had to ask myself if I had enough courage to challenge the childhood dream that I thought would bring me happiness, and I had to look at it, confront it, the life I built along with myself, and see, is this really what you want? I was falling in love again. Not with a person, because by this time I definitely was going through a breakup, but I was falling in love again with someone a little bit closer to home. 2018 was definitely an emotional year, but definitely a needed year, and I'm very thankful for that. Going into my 2019 songs, there's going to be a lot of Kygo. There's going to be a lot of song. Oh my God. 2019, working for a temp agency. I was starting this new blog. I was really getting into the social influencer that I wanted to be. I was starting to have a stronger voice, but in order to have a stronger voice, I needed to know what was going on internally. Always be satisfied. That's the thing. I was asking myself, like, Jessica, are you really satisfied with this life? During 2019, I was definitely on the verge of stepping fully and fully committing to this path that I wanted to. By this point, I had definitely asked myself the question over and over and over again, Jessica, what do you want to take with you into this next year? What do you want to take with you? And I was embracing just different parts of me, and I was still on this trajectory to rise up, to raise myself. I wanted to really realize what it was to be human. And during that time, when I started to commit to myself financially by getting a business coach, that was a huge thing for me. I invested a lot of money up front to hire someone to take me to the next level, which was with business. I feel that for me, that was the true spiritual awakening for me, because by that point I was dedicated. I was dedicated to living out my dream, and I was dedicated to figuring out what was within inside me. Jessica, what did you want to bring forth? Looking back at my 2019 self, I see someone who just wanted to be happy, someone who was tired of living a narrative that I just didn't resonate with anymore. I wanted a permanent happiness. I didn't want no more fakeness. I didn't want the fakeness of friendships. I didn't want friendships that always wanted something from me. And I was starting to really invest in myself. I wanted to be better. I didn't want the things from the past to make me hard. I didn't want the things from the past to make me a tougher human being. Tying everything up before I go into my top 20 or my top 100 list for my 2020 year. There are a lot of repeats from previous years, which means that I don't necessarily change the song. I mostly go for feeling. Some things that are consistently on here, besides things like Avicii or Kygo, it's just seeking those romantic feeling songs, the songs about love and challenging yourself and owning one's power. It's all very emotional and very light, but throughout every single year, there's always hope. There's always hope. There's always faith. There's always wishes for me to expand myself past my the current version of myself. And for that, I'm very, very thankful. When it comes down to my music choices, the things that I see is that I try and rescue myself through music. I try and rescue myself through thought. I try and rescue myself through observation and seeking clarity. And looking throughout these years, I still see that at every single turn, I've always had a choice. 2018, there was a lot of shedding. 2019, there was still a building. And then 2020, it was just different. Everyone was kind of called forth for 2020. Everyone's habits were being questioned. And I now can see the build up, not only within myself, but also as a nation, as a world. I say this to you with such conviction because here's the thing, life is not short. Life is actually very, very incredibly long. It's only short if you don't pay attention to the right things. Not the right things from society, but just the right things from you. What do you want to do? Listen to the music of the past years and see what they bring to your consciousness. Immerse yourself in them and feel it so deeply and see what it's calling from you. 2020, I was moving. I was on the move. I was, yes, still searching, but I was also not only building and continuing to build my own foundation, I was helping others build their foundation. And this is where I really answered the call to move forward. I expect 2020 to be more of, yes, some songs from previous years, but I expect it more to be of like a lo-fi kind of thing. I noticed that year, which at the end of 2019, that's when I got Gustafer. Gustafer. And so when 2020 came, I noticed that he had a lot of he was overstimulated, which also in turn showed me that I was also overstimulated. 2019 was more of a year of podcasts. 2020 was definitely a year of just listening to lo-fi, stepping away from the music of words and just stepping closer to just instruments. I think most of my 2020 playlist is for Gustafer. Definitely a year where I was thinking about others more than I was thinking about myself. I kept thinking, are you making the wrong decision? Are you leaving something? And I was so scared. I was so scared. I was afraid I was gonna make the wrong choice. And now after the fact, I know that I made the right choice for myself and for Gus. But in the moment, it was so terrifying. I was so scared. I was afraid that I couldn't do it. But obviously that's a lie, because I just didn't know myself yet. Not really. This is a song that really made me recognize that I was just a leader. And I had to ask myself, what leader do I want to be and for whom? Raise a glass to freedom, something they can never take away, no matter what they tell you. Running to take you home, raise a glass to all of us. Tomorrow there'll be more of us, telling the story of tonight. Oh, 2020 was a year of independence. People thank God for Hamilton to show people to continue to think outside the box and that it is okay to reinvent yourself. And that's the thing. You only repeat history if you don't confront your own, but also the history of the world. And the history of the world at that point had showed me that in order to have the life that I wanted, in order to help myself, I had to help others. And that the story has been told by other people and that it hasn't been told by the people who should be telling stories. Remembering that my life, it is important, sure. But what do I leave behind during this life? And which is why I know Spirit kept guiding me away from that 9-to-5 stuff, and Spirit kept pushing me towards being my own person, being a creator of my own life, and I have a wonderful opportunity to do so. Ending the video. How does one even end a video like that? Well, first, let me just say that usually when I go into a video, I don't know anything more than just the concept that I want to achieve. I love how I match the background. Good morning. I know, Gustafer. So here, from Gustafer and I, we say hello, good morning, and thank you. But yeah, usually when I do a video, I never really know how it's gonna turn out. Usually Sakina kind of does it. She knows how it's gonna turn out in the end. But this was fun. It was fun reliving down memory lane on, you know, just looking at the things that have shaped me. This music, it shaped me. It made me remember a lot of things. And I think that's just the power of music. The power of music is that we have these beautiful souls and these creative people. So many people work on a song. And we have these people who work on this music to make us feel something, to make us feel alive, to make us activate our heart. And literally, as I'm saying this, I feel like my heart's being activated yet again. This is fun. This is fun. And I'm happy that Spotify has something like this to where we can go back. We can look at the years. We can look at our music taste from the years in the past, and we can remember the older versions of who we were. Maybe even reconnect with the things that made us feel powerful then, and hopefully, I don't know, make us feel powerful even now. But it's the morning. I'm gonna go work out. I gotta get my day started. But so I'll open the question to you. Do you pay attention to your Spotify list? Do you listen to them kind of like I do, where you immerse yourself and you kind of like really lock into who you were and what were your hopes and your dreams, and do you like reconnect with it? What's on your 2020 playlist? What do you think is going to be on your 2021 playlist? I'm excited to see what's on my 2021. I need to do everything. I need to take a shower. I need to get ready for work. I have to be at work in probably about an hour. And I also keep dying. I'm kind of getting a little sick, but nonetheless, I care about you very deeply. If today's your birthday, happy birthday, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, bye.